Today, we're going to take a look at a speed square. You might also know it as a carpenter square or a rafter square. Either way, it's an extremely useful tool that helps you get a job done easily and quickly if you know how to use it. So let's learn how to use it. First thing you're going to notice is that there's a scale along the top. This one's a 7-inch square, so of course the scale goes up to 7 inches. You can easily mark along the top, or below that you're going to notice that there's a little cutout, and this allows you to easily scribe any line between 1 inch and 6 inches at an 1/8 of an inch increment. Your eighths being at the bottom and your quarters and halves being at the top. You're also going to notice in the scale that there's these diamonds, and those diamonds are your lumber sizes. Now let's say that you drew a 90 line and you want to mark it 1.5 inches down. Well, instead of having to turn your square, mark your 1.5 inches, and then do your 90 again, you can use this little speed scale on the side, and that will allow you to mark your 1.5 inch off of your 90 line very quickly and easily. To the right of that, you'll notice this big square cutout. Now this one's used to prop up pipes, anything up to a 1 inch outside diameter. Some of them will have a conversion chart, and that will convert your rafter pitch to angles. But in this case, we can prop up pipes. Below that is where we get into our rafter pitches. Now this is where your pivot comes in at the corner of your 90 as well. Because how we do this is you set up your square, you set your pivot, and let's say that we're marking a 7/12 pitch. We're going to go down to the common because we're looking for a common rafter pitch. You're going to anchor your pivot until your 7 lines up with your lumber, and then draw a line along the 90. Now you just set yourself up to cut a 7/12 pitch. Above that, where it says hip val, that's for your hip and valley cuts. So if we're doing a hip or valley cut for a 7/12 pitch, change that angle, draw along the 90 again, and now you're able to cut a hip or valley cut for your 7/12 pitch. And below that is where you will find your angles. Of course, it is 0 to 90, and this works the same way as laying out for a rafter. We're going to anchor a pivot, and let's say that we want to go to 30 degrees. We're going to pivot the square until the 30 lines up, and we're going to mark a line along our 90 side. Now that we marked our angle, let's say that we need to draw a 90 off of that so that we can create a bird's mouth. If you're putting it on a 2x4, you want to go 1.5 inches up. So we'll set our pivot point, mark a line, add our first diamond, look at our dotted line, we'll line it up with our angle that we just drew, line it up with the mark from the diamond, and draw ourselves a 90 off of our angled line, and we created a bird's mouth. I hope you found this video useful. These are the most common things that I use this square for. If you have anything that you use it for, or any tips or tricks that I didn't mention, then please put it in the comments down below. Huh?